But this is exactly what we want whenever we're looking at an OF.
Stay off the cuff, that's OFF. Show them bars to the worldwide net. All the drinks made yet, pass one to me. Blessed he, the old-fashioned king, the old-fashioned king.
Virginia is for Grubbers. We are back again with another old-fashioned Friday, and this week we're coming to you from Tysons Corner, and we're inside a Ritz-Carlton at a place called Entyse. Entyse is used to be kind of like a music lounge, late night spot. From what I know, it's still very similar, like a nighttime, nice lounge spot, obviously beautiful inside of the Ritz-Carlton. We're shooting this in the middle of the day, so obviously it's super bright, but at nighttime it does get very moody, very dark, very sexy. If you just tuned into our channel, we are Virginia is for Grubbers. We go around the entire state of Virginia. We also been in DC, Maryland, Kansas, Nevada, Australia, etc. And every single week we put out a series called Old Fashioned Friday, where we review old fashions around the entire world. And we review them off of 4 things: 0 through 3 on appearance, first sip, and overall taste, and 0 through 1 on overall ambiance of the establishment. Max score you can get is 10. We've had 2 10s in the history of this channel. I'm excited about this one. We'll jump into this appearance first. Beautiful glass. The glass is so beautiful that I actually bought a case of these like 2 years ago, and this is the exact glass that I use at my own personal home bar whenever I'm serving cocktails, especially old fashions. So I'm a huge fan of the glass. Single cube, massive size, all clarified. 2 Luxardos, nice little orange peel. Pretty much as good as you're gonna get. Now I will say, I'm not a big fan of giving full 3s unless there's something extra on top of this, like a stamp or maybe like some extra garnish or something like that. I think I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna go 2.95 off of appearance because I do like something a little extra. I gotta leave a little wiggle room for the people that do go above and beyond just this, but this is exactly what we want whenever we're looking at an OF. We're gonna jump into this first sip. Here we go. Okay. I've said this on like 4 or 5 different episodes. This is exactly what we want whenever we're tasting an old fashioned. That first sip, everything is crisp, everything is clean. It goes down incredibly smooth. They're actually using a Virginia locally sourced rye in the old fashioned from Catoctin Creek, which is located in Purcellville, Virginia. They have a whole case of their own bottles that were specifically made for Entyse. They also have a Guar Bar version of Catoctin Creek. Guar Bar is a famous bar in Richmond, Virginia, and that bottle was a collab of Catoctin Creek in Purcellville and Guar Bar in Richmond, and Entyse and Tysons has their own specific bottles of it that they use inside their old fashions. I mean, this is as clean as it's gonna get. I'm not a huge fan of going all the way and giving max scores for a lot of things, but I think I'm gonna go full 3 off of first sip. We're gonna get into the overall. We'll talk about the ambiance of Entyse as we slowly sip this. Here we go. Yeah, man, it makes me excited. There's some kind of balance that these mixologists are doing in certain areas that taste like this. My first sip in Kentucky in Louisville at Watch Hill proper was very similar to this. My first sip in Reno, Nevada at Death and Taxes, very similar to this. It's incredible. It's just so clean. It's not too sweet. It's not too strong. Everything's balanced perfectly. Inside Entyse, again, we're in here during the day, so it's a little bright and not as sexy as it normally is during the nighttime, but it's beautiful. We're inside a Ritz-Carlton, so there isn't a restaurant inside of a Ritz-Carlton that's not beautiful. It's sexy in here. Beautiful bar, nice spot to watch the game, huge dining area, beautiful display of all the Catoctin Creek Rye that they have. The whole color palette, everything is sexy in here. Full 1 off of ambiance. We'll jump into this overall. Here we go. Luxardo. One small point I did forget to mention, price point $24. So we're I mean, listen, man, there's not many places in Northern Virginia that I can come to and I'm gonna be confident that I'm gonna get like a perfect old fashioned. Again, if they had some kind of like stamp or extra garnish, this would probably be a full 10, which we've only had 2 in the history of the channel, but I'm gonna stick to the same, so 3. I think that's a tie for the highest score that we've had throughout the entire channel in 2023. 995 right here at Tysons Corner at Entyse, Virginia is for Grubbers. Cheers.